Hey, this is Ron. I'm the owner of Turkish Kangal, and today we're going to be talking about Ash's diet, the nutrition, everything basically we do to feed Ash on a daily basis. And we're going to give you guys basically step by step of what we do. If you guys decide you want to do it too, this will kind of give you a guideline of what you basically need and the steps you need to take. So, anyways, just to get started, I got a bunch of vegetables out here. The thing about a raw diet, it's not all about just meat. You got to have vegetable, basically a balanced nutrition. If you're not using supplements, you get a lot of the vitamins and minerals from the vegetables. So we got a big bowl here, which I'm going to emulsify. In the bowl, we're going to have carrots, we're going to have celery, I got zucchini, I got cilantro, we got some kale, green beans, squash. It's got to be cooked squash. Sweet potato, which is already cooked. We got lettuce, and I think that's about it for this one. I'm going to put a list on the link below, in the description below, sorry, of every single vegetable that I think is safe for dogs. It's quite a few. We don't use them all at any one given time, but we always try to switch up the variety, so it gives them a little bit of a mixture with taste. But step one is just to prep the veggies. You want to have them almost liquefied in a way. Not juice, but like a pulp. That's going to make it way easier for them to digest it, because with Kangals, they have I would say a weaker digestive system in terms of the acidity. They don't really break down things too well, so having it as pre-digested as possible always helps a lot. So we emulsify the stuff first, and once that's prepped, then we can mix it in with the meat when we're ready. So let's get going on that. Okay, so I got all the veggies I just showed you guys pretty much blended up. I'll probably go over it a little bit more and just use an emulsifier and just break it down a bit further. One thing I want to point out to you is that I'm also going to have this in the description below, so check it out. So your vegetables are going to want to account for about 15 to about 30% of the overall volume of the raw food you're going to give to your dog. So if you're making a really big, really huge pot of it, just be mindful about measuring your meat. This way you'll know how much weight to actually incorporate with your vegetables too. This way you're not overfeeding on the veggies. But the veggies, aside from the the nutrients that you get from them, another great thing is that it adds a lot of fiber to their diet too. So it helps with their stools, just their overall digestion. So again, 15 to 30% volume by weight of your total raw is what you want to have for veggies. And again, you really want to have it broken down really well for them. So this is looking pretty good. Let's get moving on to the meat, and we're going to get things bloody. Okay, for this next part, I am going to personally be using a meat grinder that was gifted to us. You don't have to use a meat grinder. I'm just saying it just helps to, for our purpose, it's just we happen to have it. I wouldn't have been using it if it wasn't given to us, but because it is, we grind our food down, and that actually helps with the bone, because you do need to incorporate bone into the mixture of your raw food. I'll put that also in the description below, exactly how much bone in proportion to the meat and vegetables, but it does help to break that down. If you're not using a meat grinder to break down your bone, you're going to want to feed them, say, like drumsticks, chicken drumsticks, or whatever, it's bones that they can crack and digest, because they do need bone in their raw diet. Right now we got a really huge turkey here. This thing's like 15 pounds. We just had Thanksgiving here in Canada, so a lot of extra turkey. I'm going to cut up all the meat, get that ground up. I'm going to actually grind up the bones. Turkey's super hard bones, so that might be a challenge. Chicken works a little bit better, but you know what? Basically just use any sort of proteins that your dog's going to like, that they don't have any sort of reaction with. Some dogs do have allergies, so I also have a lot of pre-ground meat. So this is just ground beef, lean ground beef that we got at a local farm. If you're in the city, there's probably tons of farms just on the outskirts maybe that you can check out that do have very good deals for meats, for yourself as well. So, all in all, it might cost a little bit more than a bag of dry food, but the nutrition that you get and the overall, the health and development of your dog, I think weighs it out. But anyways, we got ground beef right here. We got the turkey meat, and also we got a bag that's already been blended up of organs. So organs will account for about 5% of the total volume of your raw food. You do want the organ meat in there, like the heart, any sort of secreting organ. It kind of sounds gross, but the hearts, the kidneys, the lungs, even the brains. as gross as it may sound, but all these things add massive nutrients and vitamins that you would normally not get in just a meat alone. You do need some organ meat, not excessively, because they do have a high concentration of those vitamins in it, so you don't want to hurt your dog, but the organ meat is vital for your raw food diet. And this is blended up already, but again, I'll give you guys a list of the organ meats that we recommend through our research in the description below, and the proportions for the raw diet that you guys can incorporate. So I'm gonna grind up this turkey. I'll show you guys when it's done, and we'll get mixing everything together and show you the final steps to make this raw stuff come together. All right, I got the turkey all blended. It was a bit of a chore. It's a pretty big bird. One of the benefits of actually grinding up and blending the whole thing is that you can get a lot of those ligaments on the legs, which are really great, obviously, for your dog's ligaments. You could also get the bone marrow, and you can really see the difference in color from the actual breast meat to some of the more darker color, which is the bone marrow. So it's a big difference in the actual meat coloring, and that's because it has a lot of those that rich, vitamin-rich and fatty-rich substances that are found deep in the bone that are so beneficial to your dog. Now, if you want, you can actually add bone marrow broth into your mixture if you can't really get to those bones, and that's actually a great substitute too. But again, if you don't have a grinder, just buy the pre-ground turkey, chicken, duck, poultry, whatever kind of meat you want to throw in there. It saves you guys a lot of time, and just find those alternatives that you could put in that would give them those nutrients as well too. Okay, I got the beef, I got the turkey, I got the vegetables, I got everything mixed in here. I'm gonna get my hands dirty and just get in there and just mix it all up eventually. It's just gonna be way faster than using a spoon or anything. The last step, aside from mixing this, aside from packaging up, I'm gonna be adding 3 different types of oils in there. I'm gonna be adding a flaxseed oil. I'm gonna be adding what do we got? Sunflower seed oil and a little bit of olive oil. That's gonna be able to, that's to contribute to those omegas, those fatty acids that you typically get in like fish and that. I think that's going to be great for his joints. Oh, he's hungry. He smells the food. That's going to be really great for obviously their hair. It's going to give them their shine on the coat. He's real hungry. Their coat, their nails, everything. They're contributing to their eyesight. That's also why we put the carrots in there. But there's a whole bunch of reasons why you want those omega fatty acids in there, and it's just all good. The last secret ingredient, the last thing, this is where it gets a little bit holistic for you guys. What I got right here is turmeric root. It's just a simple root that you could just basically buy at most grocery stores. And the reason why I'm adding this in is that turmeric is so good for anything anti-inflammatory. It's so good. It's an actual antiviral, antibacterial plant. So if you look into turmeric and the uses, there's so many reasons why we add this in. This is going to be more of a preventative thing. This is going to prevent any sort of swelling. It's just to prevent things and just to keep his overall health in tip-top shape. So I grade this in. You don't have to use this much. Just for the size of food that I have, I probably use a whole piece like this, but just grate a little bit into your dish. It doesn't really have much of a taste other than a slight rootiness, but when you mix in the meats and everything, they just love it and they eat it all up. But it's so good as a natural medicine. I highly recommend it. It's up to you guys to decide. Maybe do your own research on that if you want to add it in, but we do. You guys asked what we give Ash, so I'm spilling the beans on everything, the behind the scenes secrets. So that's about it. I'm going to put the entire list up, like I said, the description below, the complete guide of everything that through our research is beneficial to a dog, the proportions that you want to use, the ratio. And another thing that we're going to do another video on is actually going to be incorporating y'all into your Kangal's diet. That's probably the one thing that you followers out there in Turkey know better than us. We're just starting to use it. It's incredible. We want to stay true to their natural diet as much as possible. Obviously, we're adding a little bit more of like a Western flair with the meats and stuff like that. But that's going to be another video, totally separate thing. But it's also what we use for Ash's diet. So again, thank you guys so much. I'm going to maybe show a little clip of Ash munching on this before we go. But that's that. It's basically just a couple things. And it gives your dog the added, the most nutrients, the most beneficial advantage, I feel. And it's so good for them. All right, the moment of truth. Here we go. Mmm. Just like Mama used to make. Okay, buddy. Ooh. Ooh. There we go. Now Ash doesn't touch nothing until I give him the okay. Right, buddy? I know it smells good. I've seen what's in it. It looks delicious. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about too. You ready? Okay. Go for it. Go for it, buddy. That's that. And there we go. That's Ash's diet. That's Ash's raw. The types of meat change from time to time. The types of vegetables we use change time to time. But the complete list is in the description. If you guys want to try making the raw like we do it here, that's the best I can give you in terms of how we do it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you guys again for all your support, your likes, your comments, your suggestions, your questions. It's great. I love being a part of this community. Kangals, they're kick-ass. So from Ash and I, and from our family to yours, thank you guys so much. Take care.